Many people in the Democratic Republic of Congo, DRC, are braving the heavy rains to reach the polling stations today. The election campaign has been ongoing for the past 2 months, but are these elections happening too soon without ample preparation? With over 30 million voters, 60,000 polling stations throughout the vast country, 11 presidential candidates and 19,000 people contending for 500 parliamentary seats, the elections this year in DRC are set. Some 4,000 tons of ballot papers have been delivered throughout the polling stations in the country using 61 helicopters and 20 planes. But just what problems have the DRC faced during this election period, and what attempts have been made to tackle them? The run-up period to elections has been marred by violence between rival parties. The outbreak of violence between Kabila supporters and the main opposition leader, Etienne Tshisekedi supporters on Saturday, leaving 3 people dead, seems to indicate that the transition will not be harmonious.
If things go well with no cheating, if Kabila wins and I lose, I will be the first one to surrender to the people's decision. But if there is evidence that the electoral process was not fair, I will call on the Congolese people to take their responsibilities.
UN peacekeeping forces have been deployed in major towns to ensure order throughout the elections.
All the efforts that have been undertaken so far by the Congolese government, the money that has been spent to ensure a good electoral process, can lead to good elections if peace and security are maintained, which is why we are calling for restraint and for people to take responsibility in contributing to a climate of peace.
The current president, Joseph Kabila, who has been president for the past 10 years, is not very popular in most parts of the country. This is due to the fact that his presidency has yet to tackle the major problems facing the country, such as insecurity, infrastructural problems, and rehabilitation of the educational system. There were attempts to speed up road construction ahead of polls, but most Congolese people see these as an excuse to appease voters and gain votes. Rubens Mikendo, the provincial president for the opposition party, Union for Democracy and Social Progress (UDPS) in Goma, dismisses the whole idea.
We cannot understand that just on the eve of the elections that suddenly we are building roads. I ask myself, in the last 5 years, what roads did these people use? But now they are scrambling to build roads of just a kilometre or 2. I think that road construction should be regular and something that any government should do, and not just something that is done on the eve of elections.
Many areas of the country are not accessible by road, and most of the ballot papers have had to be delivered by helicopters. In some areas, shortage of ink and polling material has been reported. Out of the 19,000 candidates standing for parliamentary elections from today, Congolese women make up just a paltry 12%. What do the women want to see changed in the country? Many women worry about the continuous lack of opportunities after finishing school.
I think that young women are left to their own devices without any opportunities for the future. I think that it's important as a young woman. I'm better placed to understand their problems. As women, we go to universities and after our studies we finish with degrees, but the high level of unemployment these days in our country, which is at more than 80%, I think is safe to say that it's inadmissible. Do not be submissive. If you're ambitious, we will walk alongside you because we want for all women who are candidates to be given a chance, for all the 35 women who are up for elections to be able to go through and create a bloc where policies can be passed to allow women to participate more in high office and public life.
Not every woman shares the optimism that women will be granted the same opportunities as their male counterparts in Congolese politics.
In my opinion, I don't see any woman who will be voted because word on the street is that the women who are up for elections are not convincing.
The Congolese Electoral Commission may have allayed fears when they went ahead with polls today. However, the question remains, will these elections provide the turnaround that this country needs to get back on track?